Hey, everybody. Monday night, coming to you live. Lisa Copeland here. And this is Conquering the Shift. I want you to, I'm going to give it a minute or two to get populated here, but I want you to go grab a notebook. I have got 3 pages worth of notes about what we're going to talk about tonight. And so it's really, really important to me that you take notes. I've spent a lot of time on this material. And it's really good stuff. I promise you, it's really good. And I know it will help you navigate the shifting waters of what's going on in the economy today. I mean, it is absolutely nuts. You can't make this up. I mean, 6 months ago, it was like, this is never going to end. This is all great. And then all of a sudden, it just comes to a screeching halt. People are very, very, they're nervous, they're confused. And when you've got fear, you've got confusion. And there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace today. Last I heard earlier today, the stock market rallied, the bond market rallied. Here we go. I'm gonna put my comments up here. Oh, good. And so anyways, share this out. This is really important. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are in real estate, especially, I do this show for my team at eXp Realty, but I share this information openly on Facebook Live, on LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't know where you're watching me right now, but share it out. I promise you, I've got 3 pages of notes, 3 pages. And, it came from, what has made you or kept you so successful, even in downturns. And guys, I've lived through a lot of downturns. What's interesting, I've been in real estate through the downturns. I was in the mortgage industry for the first downturn, car industry for the second downturn, and now in real estate for a downturn. So, I've lived downturns. I'm not here preaching from the mountaintops trying to tell y'all stuff that I haven't done, that has not been proven success principles for me. And that's what I did today. I'm going to show you guys this. Look at this. Like, I'm not just talking off the top of my head tonight. I got 3 pages of notes to go over with you guys and gals. So I'm going to give it another minute for people to come on. I know that is like the worst thing to say when you're doing a live, is that I'm going to let the late people join in. But it happens. It's dinner time. It's bedtime. It's every time. So share this out. Share this out. If you're in EXP, share this out to your teams. Really, really important. And what I'm going to discuss tonight are my principles of success. And I've had a very successful career, whether it be in real estate, mortgages, automotive, but it didn't happen by osmosis. Like, I've paid the price. Okay. I have paid the price physically, emotionally, everything, right? And what does the price mean? It means that, I gave up time with my family. I gave up time. Like, people ask me all the time, like, what are your habits? Like, not my habits. What are your hobbies? And I'm like, I don't know that I have a hobby. I go to Pilates every day now, which I love. But other than that, I don't think I have any hobbies. I like to shop, but really my hobby is my work. When my husband's out, doing whatever he's doing and at the rant and stuff like that, like, I'm working. Why? Because I love it. Like, that's my hobby. And I think that's, that you're successful when you have a career that you love. Now, it's not always been like that, but it has been in my later years of my career. So what we're going to talk about tonight is the success principles, my success principles that I want to share with everybody. Hey, take what you want, leave the rest. But I laid out today what I believe are what we need to adopt. We meaning our team, our organization, my friends who are entrepreneurs. Look, check out my nails. I'm not sure if I'm liking them or not. Oh Lord, I'm like watching them and not paying attention. Excuse me for that. So I've laid it out. I've done 3 pages. I want you to get your notes. I want you to get a pen and paper. Promise me that I didn't do all this work for naught. If you're catching the replay before we even get the party started, go get a pen and paper. Go get your notebook, because I'm telling you, I have laid out. I have spent so much time on figuring out what I've done over the last 20 years to be very successful in my business career. Right. And it didn't matter if I was selling mortgages, if I was selling cars, or if I was selling real estate. Right. Because it all comes down to the one thing. And the one thing is the mindset. Okay. And so, I have kind of given it an acronym. It's F.U.M. F-U-M. I just want you to think about having F-U-M. Because if you have F.U.M, you will make F.U. money. True story. And the F.U.M, the F.U.M, is a fierce ultimate mindset. And I break down fierce as an acronym. And I've done this before. And I think back in 2016, 2017, I had a show called Unapologetically Fierce, 15 minutes of fierce, right? It was a 15-minute show that I did every morning at 6:45 a.m. Central Time for 15 minutes. And I did it every day for a year. And I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Angie F.U.M. Okay, you have to put dots. It is an acronym, but I guess you don't put dots in front of an acronym. Acronym, excuse me. Oh my gosh. All right, so it's F.U.M, right? It's fierce ultimate mindset. So I want to break down fierce for you before I get into the new economy and the new rules. Okay. So fierce is F is for faith. Okay. You have to have faith as we head into uncharted waters that many of you have not seen. Some of you that are younger, some of you that got into this business, got into real estate, you got in because all you had to do was stick a sign in the yard and you're winning. And now all of a sudden it's kind of come back to like, whoa, slap in the face. What's going on here? What am I going to do? Am I going to quit or am I going to push through? And that's what I want to talk about tonight. That's why I made 3 pages of notes, 3 pages of notes to share with you guys and gals tonight, because it means that much to me that on my watch, nobody on my team quits. Nobody quits. Okay. And so the first thing you have to have F.U.M is the fierce ultimate mindset is you got to have faith. You got to have faith in yourself. You've got to have faith in a higher power. You have got to believe that what you do matters. And if you're a real estate professional on here or in mortgages or in title, or you're just an entrepreneur, you've got to get it in your mind that what you do matters. I believe what I do matters because I help families and realtors build generational wealth through real estate. Of course that matters. Of course it matters that I help people secure homes where they've got a maximum amount of equity that 5 years from now they sell it and it changes the game, that they can send their kids to college, that they can pay off all their debt, that they've actually got some money in the bank, that they've got some money for retirement. What I do matters, right? I help families, I help individuals, I help people build generational wealth through real estate. I believe what I do matters. And then I've got over 900 realtors as of today, yay, on my team, which I looked at the numbers today, that I'm trying to show them how to build generational wealth for themselves, for their families, and for the people that they bring into their organization. All right. And so you should be sharing this out. You should be inviting your friends on this right now, because I'm going to tell you guys and gals things that you might not have heard, or at least in a condensed version. So when you look at the I in fierce, because I'm breaking down fierce as an acronym, because I want you to know why you should have F.U.M. No matter what you do, I want you to go into any situation you go into. You know what? F.U.M. F.U.M. Because if I have F.U.M, I'm going to make F.U. money. I really want you to get your mind around it. So I really had to work through that acronym because I really want it to equate to the money at the end. Because if you're watching this right now, you're in real estate, you're in our organization, you're at EXP, you're at Remax. I don't care where you're at, but you're another human on planet Earth that I want to help to be successful. Because what I do matters. So I have faith in myself. I have faith in a higher power, and I have faith in the people that I choose to do business with. Because if I don't have faith, and I have faith in the company that I work for, right? So it's all about faith. And if you can't hit all of those diagonals with the company you work with the leadership in your organization, with the people that you sit beside and work in the trenches with every single day, in the product that you represent, and what your company stands for or what you stand for, if you don't have faith in that, you need to move on. Okay? You need to move on. The I in fierce is about integrity. I mean, do I need to say more? Right? I mean, people trust us with everything they've got. They trust us with their largest purchase. I have people that trust me with their livelihoods, who say, I'm going to leave a brokerage I've been successful at for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Oh my gosh, this piece of hair is about to drive me crazy. And I have faith, Lisa, that you will teach me, that you will help me, that EXP will be the right vehicle because you said so, right? It's about integrity. I can't go out and preach from the mountaintops about something I believe in, or whether I'm trying to tell a client that they need to sink their life savings into a piece of real estate. If I don't have integrity, I've got nothing. I have nothing, and neither do you. So I is for integrity. E is for excellence. We've got to have excellence in everything we do. Excellence in our attitude on how we deal with people, excellence in how we present ourselves, excellence in how we represent our clients, excellence in how we treat each other as an industry. You know, I've had some really good agents on the other side of some transactions lately. And Aaron and Leo and just several. You know, I start naming people. Janet. I mean, I start naming people, I'm going to get in trouble. But really good agents that work with different companies, and that's okay, right? But when I've worked with them, like I see all of this in them. I see the faith, the integrity, the excellence. You know, and we don't always sit on the same side of the aisle. Not the aisle like the political aisle, but you know, I'm representing my people, they're representing their people. Sometimes we got to do a little bit of this because we've got to represent well. But at the end of the day, you know, we're able to shake hands as gentlemen and gentle ladies and say, good job. You know, we both represented our clients well. And to me, that is excellence. You've got to be, the R is for resilience. I hope somebody's writing these down. It'd be great if somebody would put them in the comments. F is for faith. I is for integrity. E is for excellence. R is for resilient. If you're not resilient in this business, read my lips, you will die. You will die. Or you'll become a raging alcoholic, one of the two. It absolutely, especially lately, it will kick you in the teeth as look at you. It will. It will. It's tough. It's demanding. It's emotional. It's really emotional business. Right. And so, you know, high emotion, low intelligence. And so it's our job as professionals, right? You know, talking about the excellence that we need to have when we are representing our clients is that, and the resilience we need to have is that we need to stay low emotion because our clients are operating at about a 0.100 typically when things get heated. And so we need to keep everybody in the game and be that calming source. So we need to sometimes, y'all, be the resilience in the deal. But just taking it one step further, if you're in this business right now and you're like, God, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I had an agent, I don't even know where he was from, but he called me yesterday and he said, hey, Lisa, you know, I'm looking to become a transaction coordinator. I've been licensed for 7 years. I had, you know, $10 million in production last year. Like, he sounded great. Like, I wanted to hire him. And I'm like, why do you want to be a transaction coordinator then? He's like, oh, because the business has gotten hard. I go, you know what? People always, I mean, I had this like pep talk with him. And I'm like, people always have to have a place to live. I don't know why you think people are going to quit moving. Now, what you're selling, how you're selling, what you're doing, what kind of transactions you're doing in real estate, I'm not saying that's not going to change. But just to quit, and we're only 90 days into this thing, you need to rethink that one, bro. You really do. So we'll see what he does. But I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't try to bring him onto my team. I thought if he's quitting 90 days in, he's not my people. And quitting is calling me and asking me if he can be my assistant or my transaction coordinator. A $10 million producer, which is very, very, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Reputable. It's good, you know, right? And he's quitting 90 days into whatever they're going to call this thing. The C in fierce is going to be courageous. All right. You've got to have courage. You know, in the absence of courage, you got to do it scared, but you've got to have courage in this business. You know, you have to have courage to tell the truth. You have to have courage to represent your clients. You have to have courage to sit down with a seller that thinks their house is still worth what it was worth 9 months ago. I mean, I've had some really, really hard conversations with people and they don't like it, but I didn't make the market. I'm not the one who told the market to take a hard left. Okay. But that takes courage and it's uncomfortable, right? And so you've got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And that's where the courage comes in because you're going to have uncomfortable conversations with people nowadays. It isn't just like it used to be. Oh, hey, like, hey, Mr. Jones, name your price. I'm going to go stick my sign in the yard. I'm going to put it in MLS and on a couple Facebook pages, and we'll have it sold by Monday. Oh, and by the way, you can consider, at least $25 to $50,000 over, because we're going to be in multiple offers, Mr. Jones. Hey, I had that conversation with a lot of my sellers. So I'm not dogging anybody for doing it. I just stick the sign in the yard, MLS, and then I would just start fielding offers. Crazy. Those days are over. Okay. We're going back to pre-pandemic, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's got to be some sanity back into the market, or there's going to be nobody wanting to buy houses. And then the last E in fierce is enduring, right? You've got to be able to run the race. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And business is a marathon, life is a marathon, marriages are a marathon. Everything that's worth having is a marathon. Everything that's worth winning. So if your career, if you feel like, oh my God, I ran the good race and now the economy's changed and the interest rates are a whopping 6%, woohoo. So I'm going to quit. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go find my next gig. That's the reason I didn't offer the guy a job yesterday. Like, he has more experience than I do. But do I want him? No, he quit. In my mind, he's a quitter. He's just going to go call the next top agent and see if they need an in-house transaction coordinator. Quitters, not good. So to reiterate, the F.U.M, the F.U.M, like, what is it? Like, how are you going to win? How are you going to take this new economy and the new rules? And it starts with F.U.M, fierce ultimate mindset. And you get the F.U.M, you will make the F.U. money. I just love that. So I didn't say it though. I did not say it. And so real quick, it's faith. And this is for the people just jumping on or the replays: faith, integrity, excellence, resilient, courageous, and enduring. That is the acronym. That is what you've got to be. That is fierce. Okay. That is what you've got to be to go into the new economy with the new rules. So why don't we talk about that? New economy, new rules. All right. My friend Stormy Wellington at 10X Ladies, I think it was the first 10X Ladies. She came out and she said, new rules. And I was like, oh my God, I love it. Like, when you're going to make a transformation, or when you're going to make a change, or when something changes that you cannot control, there's some new rules. So I give my friend Stormy credit for the new rules, but I'm going to own it now. I'm not going to own it, but I'm going to use it because it's really good. So take notes here. It's the new economy. What are the new rules? Rule number 1, charisma. What is charisma? It is next level likable. Write that one down. When you've got charisma, you are next level likable. That you inspire devotion in others, and you have more influence than you'll ever know. Now, why do I think that the first thing that you need to create is some sort of charisma where you become next level likable in a new economy? Okay. Because people are going to start falling out of this thing. Like, I think NAR said we've got 1.2 million agents. They're expecting 30% to resign. I hope the people on here are not going to be some of the quitters. Like, I was talking to EXP today. Like, they're like, you're going to lose some agents. Just know that. I'm like, not my agents that are selling something. They won't go anywhere. It's the agents who just got their license to, put signs in the yard. But the good agents, like, we don't quit during this new economy. We get better. Like, today I made some moves on a couple of deals, and I was like, dang, that was good, Lisa. I was kind of proud of myself, on a couple of things I put together. And, but I wouldn't have even had to stretch my thoughts to that level if it was 6 months ago. So I'm going to get better during this new economy. How do you like the word new economy? Give me a hearts if you like new economy. This is a new economy, okay? It's new. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just new. And I'm hoping in 6 months we're going to have another new economy. We'll see. Number 2, and it's not going to be 6 months. It's about 2 months. Number 2, know your audience. All right. So when you are new rules, new economy. So you've got to decide who you want to do business with. And then you have to know your audience. So if you're young, you're a millennial, and you want to deal with millennials, then it's probably cool for you to show up to a listing appointment in tennis shoes, a hoodie, whatever that looks like, right? Because that is how your audience sees you, and they understand that. But if you want to deal in the luxury market, or if you want to deal in the high-end market, if you want to deal with engineers and business people, then you have to know their symbols of success, right? And I know this sounds kind of snobby, and I'm going to get a little blowback, especially on the next one, most likely, but it's so true. You've got to know your audience. You have to be able to walk their talk, walk their walk, talk their talk. It doesn't mean that if your client's got a jet, you need to have a jet, but you need to understand what a jet lifestyle looks like, okay? Or somebody who lives in a luxury home. What does a luxury lifestyle look like? And how do you have that conversation? I got a call from an agent today in New York. She's on our team. I've never met her. And she said, hey, I've followed you forever. And I want to know, I've been working on the divorce market, getting into the divorce market. And now's probably a good time more than ever. I'm like, absolutely. And she said, so, I got a bunch of books and I sent them out to divorce attorneys. And I've been doing that for a year and nothing's happened. And I said, do you even know about divorces in your state? Do you know the laws? Do you know what that looks like? Do you know the terminology? Do you understand, the rules, the regs? And she's like, well, no. I just bought these books from Authorify and I just started sending them to divorce attorneys, and I don't know why they're not calling me. And I'm like, oh my God, know your audience, right? I said, it doesn't just happen like that. I said, and I'll get to that in a second because that is one of my rules. So I'm not going to blow it up here yet. But at the end of the day, when you know your audience, you know their symbols of success. Okay. So, when you're walking into a luxury listing and everything is as fine as it can be, you may not be able to afford to have whatever, but you better show up looking your absolute best, your most polished, understand the neighborhood, understand the architecture, understand everything about these people. I do as much research on the people as I do the house that I'm going to list. I do. It's really easy to find out about people nowadays. It's called Google, it's called LinkedIn, right? But it's so that I can understand who they are, what they stand for, and if our values align, and if I think that we're going to be a good match to be partners. Because when I'm listing somebody's home, I am now their business partner. I am their business partner, and it's super important that we're aligned. Because if we're not aligned, then and if the first thing out of somebody's mouth is, hey, I'm interviewing 5 agents, and what I'm looking for is an agent that'll list my house for 1%. Like, we're not aligned. It's not going to happen. So, all of those things, right? So, know your audience. Number 3, and this is one I could get some blowback on if they get this hair out of my face. It's dress for success. And again, I've shown up at meetings, and I'm surprised. You ought to overdress the room when you are at a business meeting, when you are trying to earn somebody's business, when you're trying to make a statement, right, in this new economy. Like, you don't want to look like when you walk in the door that you've already given up. You want to sit up tall, you want to look them in the eye, you want to look great, you want to, your clothes need to be clean, they need to be pressed. I'm not saying you have to have designer clothes and all of that, but you have got to look like that you put some time and attention in putting yourself together, because that sends the signal that you're going to put the same time and attention into getting their house sold. And it's the absolute truth. I promise you. Oh, I start talking, then my mouth gets dry. Number 4, amateur hour is over. I get so many amateur phone calls, texts, emails from people I can't even make up some of the things that people ask me. And I'm like, oh my God. I've been licensed for 5 years in X, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gobsmacked sometimes, right? And it's not like from my team; it's from people all over, and the things they say. And amateur hour is over. When we are in a new economy, the new rules are amateur hour is over. People want to work with pros, not amateurs. Okay, the market's going to get tight. There's going to be less buyers. There's going to be less listings. You want to be the pro that walks in the front door. You want to be the one that's prepared. You look great. You understand the dynamic of who you're dealing with, what their symbols are, and you have got a plan to sell their property. Okay. Number 5, under new rules, new economy, you evolve or you perish. You evolve or perish. Okay. We're going to see a lot of things. We're going to see condensing. We're going to see companies condense. We're going to see companies roll up under each other. We're going to see companies not survive. Technology is going to be critical to survival, and you can't just say anymore, well, I don't know how to use that piece of technology. Evolve or perish when it comes to social media. I don't care if you don't like TikTok or you don't understand it or it's not ever going to be for you. Hey, new economy, new rules. And TikTok is more important now than Google. People are going to TikTok, especially the millennial buyers, and that's going to be 40% of who buys homes during this next 18 months. And they're going to TikTok to find information versus Google. So where do you need to be? You need to evolve. You need to understand. The number one TikToker is a 55-year-old woman from Atlanta, Georgia. All right. She's the number one voice on TikTok for real estate. Okay. And Elena and I met her, Glenda Baker, and we heard her story personally. All right. She decided to evolve so that she would not perish. So I'm telling you right now, you don't get to throw your stick in the sand and say, well, I've been doing it like this for 10 years. No, you're going to perish. You will die in this new economy. So get with it. Spend your every waking hour, get off of Netflix and learn TikTok, learn Instagram, learn, build your Google page, understand LinkedIn, understand the difference, and, start creating, create. Number 6, rise above. There are things so number 6 new rule for the new economy is you're going to rise above. There are things that we cannot control. You got to live in the moment. Okay. I can't control waking up tomorrow and interest rates went up a half a point. I can't control any of it. I cannot control any of it. And that's really hard for me to do because I'm kind of a control freak. But I'm learning to, especially in this new economy, to live in the moment, right? And I can't worry about what's going to happen, 7 weeks from now in an election. I can't worry about what's going to happen with the bond market. I can't worry about what's going to happen with the stock market. I just have to do what I have to do and keep the mindset of everybody has to have a place to live. Everyone has to have a place to live. And it's my job to make that the most affordable. And number 2, to help them build generational wealth through real estate. And that's not going to be renting a house. But it's my job to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and show them why they should be homeowners. Okay. And that's one person at a time. Number 7, double down, speed up, and go hard. Action is going to be your life raft. If you have any inkling to retreat in this market, you are going to get clobbered. You will not survive. Okay. Because there's sharks in the water and I'm one of them. All right. And, and anytime a shark sees blood or weakness or fear, they're going to attack. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm training my team to be those people, right? We want to go out there because we feel like we have the biggest value prop there is in the industry today. People are like, oh, I got more technology. I got this. I don't care. You don't have a brain in your head. You don't understand how things work. You can't even explain a mortgage. So I don't care how much technology you have or any of the above, right? We are absolute pros at what we do, and we can sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and we can line out to you what you need to do and how you need to do it. Because we have one purpose, we have one goal, and it's not to get paid. See, getting paid is just a reward for hitting the purpose, but the purpose is to help our clients build generational wealth through real estate. And I can do that with my phone because it's got a calculator, a pen, and a piece of paper. And if you cannot get that concise with people and you don't understand it that clearly, then I recommend you learn that immediately. You should be able to sit down with somebody with a calculator, a pen, and a piece of paper and show them the benefits of buying a home. You don't need a bunch of fancy technology to do that. That's just a crutch for people who don't know and understand the fundamentals of the real estate business, the mortgage business, and all of that. And you just don't get to say in an economy like this, well, I'm going to leave that up to somebody else. That is leaving your paycheck in somebody else's hands. As much as I love my husband, I have him help me on a lot of deals, but at the end of the day, I can pencil them all out myself. All right. I understand the value of building generational wealth in real estate. And you'll never do that when you rent a house. I don't care what interest rates are. All right. 6.5%. Who cares? Like, who cares? Anyways, I digress. I'm not going down that road tonight. So remember, new rules, new economy. 7 was double down, speed up, and go hard. This is not a time to retreat, because people like me will crush you. They just will, because I am doubling down. I'm going harder than I've ever gone. I'm working harder than I've worked since in a long time, but that's okay, because I think the reward is so big. Number 8, starting over isn't starting from scratch. You still have skills. And some of you are going to feel like that you are starting over, because you're like, oh, my pipeline got wiped out. Oh, I don't have the Zillow leads anymore. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm just going to quit because, I feel like I'm just starting over because everybody has retreated. Everyone has retracted. Okay, cool. Well, people are going to do that, but starting over is not starting from scratch. Just remember that you have skills. And now you're going to dig into those skills, and you're going to dig into what you know and what you know best. And that is to help people. If you're on my team and watching this right now, is to help people build generational wealth through real estate. And I see a ton of my team on here. That makes me very happy. Number 9 is you want to build. Number 9, new rules, is you want to build a virtual team of ambassadors, cheerleaders for guidance and advice. Okay, you may not be in a situation where you have people, that you're walking into an office, but you want to make connections. People either, other realtors, other, whatever, if you're in the car business, insurance business, right? You want to find people that will, meet with you once a week, not just you, but like a group setting, and talk about what is going on. Now, it does not need to be a big poo-poo pity party, or you're just burning an hour of daylight, okay? You need to find people that are proactive, that are committed to double down, speed up, and go hard. You find a group of those people, and you will win in this economy. I promise you. You guys can send referrals back and forth. You guys can, give each other advice, and and the counsel of your peers is better than anything I have ever experienced. When I was in the car business, we had 20 groups. So, I had competitors that I would meet with, not competitors in my same town, but competitors around the country. And we would come together and we'd meet and we'd talk about what's going on in our markets and what are best practices. And everybody should have groups that they belong to. And you don't need to pay to be in these groups. Form your own group. Okay. But it's critical for success. I look at even our Thursday calls, how much I learn from getting together my front line of people, and how much we share, and we go back and forth, and we give advice to each other. It is critical. Number 10 in new rules, new economy, is know thy competition. Because when you know the competition, they push you, they don't crush you. And think about this. What is Coke without Pepsi? What is Nike without Adidas? And what is Microsoft without Apple? Okay, they wouldn't have anything to compete against. And this is one of my absolute favorite statements. Being number 1 means nothing if it's only you in the game. And I've strived my whole career to be number 1. In the car business, it was such a deal to me. God helped my sales manager the months that we didn't come in number 1 in the country. Oh God, I was unbearable for the next 30 days until we could wrap it up and go run for that target again, right? But that's the pressure that you've got to put on yourself. You want to be number 1. Okay, number 1 in your market, number 1 in your neighborhood, number 1 in your farm area, number 1 in your group. I don't care, but put out some big, hairy, audacious goal that you want to be number 1, and then figure out a way to run to it. Like, there is no, your competition should really be yourself. Okay, but there's no reason that Joe Blow down the street or in your same farm area should be beating you. All Joe Blow is doing is they are outworking you. Hear me when I say that. They should not be beating you. They are outworking you. Doesn't mean they're working smarter. But my good friend Grant Cardone says, best known beats best. Best known beats best product. Best known beats best price. Best known beats best everything. So how do you become best known? And people do business with people they know. Not know, like, and trust. I've said that for years. But, Grant really laid it out in his new book, 10X Mentor, which I'm telling every one of you, it's not a book. It's on Audible. You've got to listen to it. But he said, nobody can like you, like you or trust you until they know you. So how do you go be best known? See, the new rules of this new economy, in fact, I'm making that number 11, and it should be higher than number 11, best known. See, I always have to make notes for myself. All right. Best known should probably be number one, because when you're best known and as the market share shrinks, okay, there's gonna be less people. I mean, it'll start contract. That was what I was looking for earlier, contracting. When the market starts to contract, okay, um, there won't be as many opportunities. But think about this, the agents will also contract because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna quit, just like that dude that called me yesterday. He's quitting. He's already given up on his dreams. I'm like, why would I want you on my team? You've already given up on your dreams. You'll give up on mine twice as fast. Okay. So, best known. What are you going to do when it's a little bit slower out there to be best known? You're going to go out and kiss babies and shake hands and kiss babies. When people are running for president of the United States, that's what they do. So, to be the local realtor in your market, yeah, you got to do that 10x. Absolute 10x. So, as I kind of wrap this up tonight, I want to kind of have this statement and then I'll open to some questions. But tonight, I want you to commit to being known as unapologetic. Okay? Unapologetically fierce. And we went through, you might not have heard it, but if you become an unapologetic, okay, I want you to think of yourself as an unapologetic, a person who is unapologetic. Because once you become unapologetically fierce, or you have that fierce ultimate mindset, the F.U.M, just be like, F.U.M. Anytime something goes wrong, F.U.M, okay? You're not going to beat me at my game. And the F.U. just kind of makes you feel better sometimes, right? But the fierce, it's faith, integrity, excellence, resilient, courageous, and enduring. So when you become, and what I would call an unapologetic, like I'm unapologetic about being fierce. I'm unapologetically fierce. And you guys have seen my logo over the years, but it's unapologetically fierce 365. And the 365 is 365 days a year, because if you sleep one day or you get off your game one day, they're going to come in and the competition will rake you. You'll lose. You'll get your knees chopped off. Okay. So you've got to commit to, if you want to succeed in this new economy, you've got to be unapologetically fierce 365 days a year. You have to, every time you're up against a situation, you go F-U-M, right? Fierce, ultimate mindset. You're not going to beat me at my own game. You're not going to take that listing away from me. I'm going to get this deal done. I am going to be the one that Mary's going to work with, not you, right? F-U-M, right? That's what I want you to think about every single time. I want you to sear that into your brain. And so I want you to be known as somebody who's unapologetic. And what is an unapologetic person? Right? Not unapologetic where you're not, we're a terrible person and you're not out there and, you make a mistake, you don't apologize. That's not what I mean. I mean, I want you to be so convicted in what you believe that you're unapologetic about it. Like you will stand up for it. You'll fight for it in the streets. So, being known as an unapologetic, that means, you're committed to create knowledge, influence, power, make lasting impressions. I want you to become so irresistible, both personally and professionally, that there is no there's no competition in your market for you, right? Like you are just the one. You are the most known. You're the top of mind. You are the go-to. Now, is that going to happen overnight? No. Has anybody I know established that? I'm going to say no. But why would you not strive for that every single day, to have the F-U-M and be known as somebody who is 1,000,000% as unapologetic about your knowledge, your influence, your power. You make lasting impressions. You're not somebody, I mean, you are a force to be contended with. Okay. Now that, what does that create sometimes? Oh, the haters are going to hate. They are going to hate. They don't like, people don't like to see people rise up. Right. And nothing makes me happier than to see somebody that has started working with us, and they were kind of a wallflower before. And I've just seen them just rise up into this just monster of an amazing agent. They're so successful. They're so confident. They're so knowledgeable. They're full of integrity. They are fierce. They are everything. Like so much I would hire them. If I was not an agent, I'd be like, you would represent me. Because remember, know your audience. right? And so if I had to hire an agent tomorrow, I'd want somebody who believes what I believe. I would not want some milly-mally little agent who's like, oh my God. Like I just, and I'm telling you, over the years, we have hired some agents like that. And my husband is just brutal. I mean, he's fired a couple agents. This is back when, I was in the car business and anyways, and he has, because he's just like, get out of our way. We got this. And so, you don't want to be that person. You want to get known in this market. You want to, because, it's a new economy, it's new rules. All right. And these are probably always been the rules, but these are not rules that any of us had to worry about too much. Okay. Prior to this new economy, because it was easy. All right. It was so easy. Like you could just, like easy. Okay. It's not going to be easy anymore. To me, that makes it more fun. To me, that makes it more challenging. To me, that makes me dig in harder, hone my skills, write 3 pages worth of training so that I can come out with that tonight. Like fierce. It makes me fierce. It makes me fierce. F-U-M. I mean, anytime I get into a situation, I'm like, F-U-M. Oh my God. I went to church last night. It was so good. It was the 22nd year anniversary of our church, Celebration Church. And we just love Joe and Lori Champion so much. And we've been through a lot together. And anyways, we're just telling stories last night, trips we've gone on and things we've done. But, Joe is probably one of the greatest speakers on planet Earth. And anyways, I decided not to tell my pastor about F-U-M, because he literally said in his sermon last night when he was talking about excellence is that we need to all clean up our mouths. And I was like, I was convicted for sure in church. But anyways, I say it and then I say, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, but I was not convicted not to share F-U-M tonight. F-U-M, right? Fierce, ultimate mindset. So when you get backed into a corner, when you're up against the competition, when you're like, I can't do this another day, you're like, nope, nope. F-U-M. I'm walking in. I got all the confidence. I got this. I know what to do. I know what I am. I know what I stand for. I know I'm prepared. I know I've got integrity. I know that I am going to help my clients build generational wealth through real estate. Why would they not work with me? Okay. That's it. That's what I got for you tonight. So I'll open it up to questions. Let's see. Good. Okay. Now we have a hashtag F-U-M. Thank you, Adriana. Michael, thank you. I appreciate that. My good friend, Michael Tyler, better known as Tyler, he got the hell out of the car business. Oh, heck. I should say heck. Angie Yates, charisma, so good. Yeah, thank you, Taylor, for what you said. Does anybody have any questions? Haters are your motivators. Yeah, only person I know that is not bothered by haters is Grant. And Grant has told me that himself. He's like, I don't care. I got a jet. Hate me or don't hate me, but I'm okay. But I will tell you, Elena, it devastates her. Devastates her when people don't like them. Or don't like Grant or her. Like it devastates me. Like I don't like it. I don't like to not be liked, but I'm also not going to back down from who I am, because I think who I am is what attracts who I do business with. And you don't have to be me to attract who I do business with, but you've got to be people have to know. I mean, people are going to, and I tell you guys and gals this, right? It'll come from your sphere of influence. I am not liking these nails. I'm getting them redone before EXPCon. I've made that decision tonight. People are going to decide if they want to do business with you because they follow you, most likely. Almost all my business comes from social media, all of it. And no, I don't buy leads or any. I just think that is a complete waste of money. You may as well go burn your money down versus buying leads. And so your sphere of influence is who is attracted to you. They're attracted to you. They're your fans. They're your ambassadors. So you have to give them what they want, but what they want is the real you. Now, the real you is not hanging out in the bar at 2:00 in the morning, like hanging from the ceilings. It might be the real you, but that is not the real you that you want to project, right? You want to project that you are confident, that you're, and more important than anything, that you're knowledgeable, that you understand the game, that you could sit down in front of them with a pen and a piece of paper and a calculator, and you could show them how to build generational wealth, either buying another property, what cash flow looks like, getting out of a rent, tax advantages, all of those things. It's so important. Oh, Michael, I love that. I say Michael, Tyler, be unapologetically authentic. You know, why I say, that you need to be known as an unapologetic, then you put any word you want to after that, right? And so, and knowledge is power, Angie. I agree 1,000,000%, right? Again, I think that was rule number 4 in the new economy, new rules. Yeah, number 4. Amateur hour is over. If you're a seller, you're going to have choices on who you're going to work with. If you're a buyer, you're going to have choices. See, we all make the same amount of money. So who are you going to pick? Somebody who's knowledgeable and confident and full of integrity and has an F.U.M mindset and has got excellence and is resilient, is courageous and is enduring and is going to help them build generational wealth through real estate. Who are you going to work with? Me? Or are you going to work with somebody who's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just got my license. Some people, like, I just got my license 5 years ago and I still don't know what's going on. It's amazing to me. But hey, this is a game to study. This is a business to study. It's ever changing every week, every month, there's always something new. So anyways, I think with that being said, I'm going to sign off for the night. Thank you for everybody that showed up. If you're catching the replay, share this out on the replay. I think this is really, really important because what we're talking about is the new economy and the new rules. And thank you to my good friend Stormy Wellington for introducing me to new rules, because it stuck with me. The minute she said it, I was like, oh my God, new rules. Okay. And tonight will be the night that you can throw your fork in the sand, or your stake in the sand, or your stake in the ground, or your sign in the yard. And you can say, guess what? I'm going to have some new rules. I'm setting new rules for my life. I'm setting new boundaries for my business. I'm setting new boundaries for my relationships. I'm setting new rules, right? It's a new economy, and I'm going to have some new rules starting on October 5th. I don't know what the day is today, 4th or 5th. I'm going to have some new rules. And that's what you do. Make that decision. Make that decision going forward, so that in this new economy, you don't just survive, but you thrive. And of course, I would be remiss to say that I am hiring. I am looking for great agents to join my team. If you're a quitter, don't call me. Don't call me. Seriously, go quit, because I cannot motivate a quitter. But if you're somebody who's out there and you're like, new rules, I want to go, I'm ready to go to the next level, then reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. I'm only looking for excellent agents who want to make a difference and who want to help other agents and their clients build generational wealth through real estate. And anyway, so reach out. I'd love to talk to you. And I hope all my friends out there with EXP, I'm going to see you next week in Las Vegas. I'm super excited. So I had my call with EXP today, and I'm going to be moderating. God, I'm just like trying to find my words tonight. Moderating Tarek El Moussa from HGTV, Elena Cardone, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, who's also an EXP agent, by the way, and Glenn Stern. And Glenn is the undercover billionaire, right? And anyways, I get to moderate the 4 of them at EXPCon on Wednesday, and I'm super excited. It's the celebrity panel, and but they're all people who just they all put their pants on one leg at a time. They're all amazing. And I'll tell you, the ones I know really well are Tarek and Elena. I've met Glenn Stern, and I do not know Kevin Harrington, but I mean, he was a shark on Shark Tank, and an EXP agent, I might add. But the thing that I will say is that I would guarantee you that I can at least speak to Tarek and to Elena. They outwork just about everybody I know. They never stop. They're an absolute machine. The Cardones are machines. They never stop. They work and they work and they work and they work and they work. And if you listen to Grant's book, 10X Mentor, you're going to know why he does what he does. And like every light bulb in your head will go off. Ding, 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 ding. It's such a good listen. Audible, 10X Mentor. But Tarek's got a great story. So I'm super excited to be able to interview these legends in real estate, these massive influencers. I think between all of them, they've got over 2 million, 3 million followers just on Instagram alone. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see all of you out at EXPCon in Vegas, and continued success. And remember, F-U-M, no matter what situation comes up, Just go, you know what? F.U.M. Get into that fierce ultimate mindset. Put on your coat of armor. Just say to yourself, faithful, integrity, excellence, resilient, courageous, and enduring. I will not quit. Bye, everybody.